Welcome to Flipping Rocks, where we flip rocks to see what we can find. So today we're in Ladismith in the Western Cape, going to one of my favorite spots to flip rocks, so let the time lapse begin. Okay, so we arrived at our first location. I've been coming to this location since I was a kid because we usually find a lot of scorpions in this area, sometimes even spiders, interesting bugs and lizards if we are lucky. So let's head out. So underneath our first rock for the day, we actually found a rock scorpion or a Karoo burrowing scorpion. Now these guys are nocturnal and they only come out at night to hunt for their prey. Their favorite prey is definitely crickets or any type of bugs that they can fit into their big pinchers. Now these guys are mildly venomous, which means that the venom will definitely not kill you, but their sting will definitely cause you a lot of pain and discomfort, but you do not need to go to the hospital to seek medical attention. Now, this is just a beautiful close-up of him being spread out. You can clearly see he has very big pinchers and a small stinger, which means he is not highly venomous. So we found a scorpion under the first rock. Let's keep up the good momentum and see what else we can find. So underneath rock number 2 we found nothing. So rock number 3 was a little bit too big for me to lift up with one hand, so I needed to put down my phone and lift it. So when I flipped the rock, I realized that there was another Karoo burrowing scorpion underneath this rock. So this is our second scorpion for the day, and he is a little bit more shy than the first one. Look how huddled up he is, but he's also a big scorpion. So as you can see, when he's a little bit more active, you can truly see his big size, and he clearly had enough of me, so he just ran away. Now under rock number 4 we found nothing. So if you've made it this far into the video, remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more rock flipping content. So underneath rock number 5 we found some Karoo ballbaiter ants. Now these guys are pretty aggressive and they are characterized by their white or orange looking abdomen. Now these guys move very rapidly and they are always ready to attack, but in this case these guys were more focused on just moving their ant larvae. Now you can see these guys are picking up their ant larvae using their big pincers, and they are trying to move them to safety. So under rock number 6 we found nothing. Now rock number 7 definitely had something underneath it, and it was another Karoo burrowing scorpion. Now like I previously said, these guys are not highly venomous. Now how you can tell that is just by looking at the pincer to stinger size ratio. Now if a scorpion has very big pincers like this guy and a small stinger, then they are only mildly venomous and not highly venomous. So these guys will definitely not send you to the hospital. Rock number 8 had nothing but these interesting looking holes. Rock number 9 also had something underneath it, and this was a baby Karoo burrowing scorpion. Now you can see this guy is clearly way smaller than the other ones we have found today, and he was a little bit pissed off. Like you can just see in his attitude by raising his stinger, he was definitely not happy with me flipping his rock. And rock number 10 had nothing except the interesting hole. Now while I was out in the field, I stumbled across these termite mounds as well. Now this one looks a little bit abandoned and not taken very good care of, but it was still a pretty cool find. Now interesting fact, it takes about 10 years for these termite mounds to grow 1 meter above ground, So this little one that I found is definitely gonna take a few years to reach the size of the previous one. I also came across this mound which looked pretty healthy on the onset, but if I looked to the other side, I could see that there's definitely a big chunk of the mound that was being rebuilt, probably because an animal was trying to eat some of the termites or to make a home for himself in the termite mound. And underneath rock number 11 I found another big rock scorpion. So I was done flipping rocks at this location, so I was heading to location number 2, which is nice and close to my house. So underneath rock number 12 we found a thick-tailed scorpion. Now these guys on the other hand are highly venomous, and you should definitely keep your distance from these little guys, and you can tell that by the thick stinger compared to their super small pincers that these guys are highly venomous and they will definitely send you to the hospital. Underneath rock number 13 we found absolutely nothing. Rock number 14 also had nothing, but it definitely had these interesting looking spider webs against the rock. Now rock number 15 was definitely the best rock of the day. We found one thick-tailed scorpion, and right next to him we found another thick-tailed scorpion. Now like I previously said, these guys are highly venomous and you should definitely keep your distance, but they are absolutely beautiful little creatures and you should actually just admire them the whole time. Now these guys are also nocturnal scorpions, just like the Karoo burrowing scorpion, and only come out at night to forage around for their food and for their prey. Now they also like crickets and any insects that they can catch. Underneath rock number 16 we also found another thick-tailed scorpion, and as you guys can see that this area that I was in at the moment definitely had a lot of thick-tailed scorpions, and they all were juvenile scorpions because they were pretty small still and they still needed a few years to grow to adulthood. Then rock number 17 had nothing. Rock number 18 also had nothing. Rock number 19 also nothing. Rock number 20 had another thick-tailed scorpion just chilling between the grass right next to interesting looking beetle. Now this guy wasn't gonna sit still and he just decided to run away. Rock number 21, nothing. Rock number 22, also nothing. Rock number 23 had an interesting looking beetle underneath that was just trying to run away from me and climb back in his hole. Now these guys are pretty common here in South Africa and it was a pretty cool find. Now underneath rock number 24 I was definitely in for a big surprise because we found another thick-tailed scorpion, but as you guys can clearly see this one was way bigger than the previous little ones that we found. Now here you can clearly see that these guys have very small pincers compared to a very thick stinger, giving them the name thick-tailed scorpions. Now this guy is highly dangerous and he was just trying to run away from me because I obviously lifted his home and he was feeling a bit uncomfortable, but he came to rest right underneath this little branch where I was able to get some close-ups of him because he's an absolutely beautiful little creature. Underneath rock number 25 was a little scorpion. I wasn't filming because I thought the rock was too small to have anything underneath, but look, we found another little thick-tailed scorpion. And for our very last rock of the day, rock number 26, there was nothing interesting underneath it except a little cricket that was just chilling right there in the middle of the screen. So while I was on my way home, I came across this little guy. Now this is a leopard tortoise, and they are native to South Africa, which means that you'll only find them in South Africa and nowhere else in the world. Now this guy was still very cold when I found him, and he was just trying to soak up some sun so he can go on with the rest of his day. Now, interesting facts about these guys is that they can live up to 75 years in captivity, and then reports suggest that they can grow up to 100 years old in the wild. These guys mostly just eat succulents and any green plants that they find yummy. Thank you for watching the video, and remember to subscribe for more rock flipping content.